The new Netflix series Lockwood & Co. ended on a major cliffhanger and has left fans wanting more already, which means we can most likely expect a second season. Lucky for all fans out there, we can already share some details about what's to come. Because the show is based on the books of the same name written by Jonathan Stroud, there's plenty of material for a second season. Creator of the show, Joe Cornish, is hopeful that the show will air for at least 2 more seasons. He says, well, there are 5 books. Season 1 encompasses the first 2 books. So we think there's definitely 2 more seasons we'd love to make out of the remaining books. More seasons would of course mean being able to tie up all the loose ends that the first season has already provided us with. Joe has confirmed that there's already been laid a lot of breadcrumbs in the first season that you might already have caught if you've read the books. But if not, you'll certainly realise the small hints as the series goes on. Fans can stay reassured that everything is pre-planned and they're not just making it up as they go. It does help that the creator has the books to go off to be able to stay on the right trail, so if you're impatient, you could take a look at the books for a sneak peek of what's to come. According to Joe, the books also get better and better the more you get into the story, and the show is gonna be the same way. It means that season 1 is only the start of something that can truly be incredible. He has also revealed that even the scripts for season 2 are written and ready, all thanks to Jonathan, the writer of the books. Plot-wise, it seems that we'll really be focusing on how everything started back in the 80s and the consequences it had on the world, of course. Joe even hinted at a character that might be more important than one might think. The older woman, Penelope Fitz, was the first person to discover the problem, as they call it, but Joe presents the question, what if she was actually the cause of it? It's something that he has stated will most likely be revealed in the second season. This sounds like the perfect mystery for George to dive into, of course, and we do not doubt that he and the team will be the perfect people for it. Another mystery the first season has laid out for us is who exactly the Golden Blade is. We don't know a lot about him except for the fact that he's tried to stop our main characters quite a few times. Because so little has been revealed about him, we are certain that he's going to make yet another appearance in season 2 to explain his motives, especially because it looks like he had something to do with Anthony's parents' demise. So what exactly is his endgame here? What does he want from Anthony? Joe also points out that the Golden Blade works for Penelope Fitz, which comes as a big shock considering everyone believes her to be this great hero, which means that there's something wicked about her that we're yet to have seen. Joe tells us that she'll have a major role in the second season, so we're most likely going to learn what it is that turned her to the dark side, and if she really had a hand in the problem. Maybe even why she's hired the Golden Blade to interfere with Lockwood & Co. But the biggest mystery of all is of course what happened to Anthony's parents. In the last episode he decided that there should be no more secrets between the 3 of them, and sets out to tell the truth about what happened to his parents, but we're left on a massive cliffhanger, just as he was about to reveal it all. The door he leads them to, the one they were never allowed near, seems to hide the truth of what really went down. We're not going to know anything more before the season 2 release, where we also get to peek behind the door, and hopefully it will have all the answers to our questions, especially because the description of the 3rd book in the series, which is supposed to come after season 1, teases us with the reveal of his family secrets. It's almost a sure thing that we'll get to know more about Lockwood's past, and perhaps in the process also learn about the great evil in the world, because it has to be connected. It seems like the show is trying its best to stay as faithful as possible to the books, so we have no doubt that things will get even crazier with more seasons. It's especially the aging up of the characters that opens the door for more mature themes that turn this show into something that a wider audience can enjoy. The decision was also made to stay true to the original scary vision. Season 1 was already presenting us with some pretty bone-chilling sights, so we can expect season 2 to dive deeper into the horror, as more dangerous things are coming. This way the characters can also safely be exposed to the more terrifying things that are supposed to enter the scene. Joe and the rest of the team were even asked if what they were doing was perhaps too scary, but they immediately denied the fact. After all, making the show for a more mature audience is allowing them to play with the horror genre as they like, and after season 1 it's looking pretty promising for fans of the genre. Joe especially wants to take things in a direction where things feel as real as possible. It's important for him that fans get the same feelings that the characters on screen are feeling. The key things to the books are the combination of war, coziness and emotion, and fear, so the stakes have got to be real. The jeopardy's got to be real, so the relationships and the comfort food of Portland Row can be the perfect tonic for it. The actors feel very strongly about being able to deliver the right emotions to viewers, and they they even have some expectations for where their characters might go in Season 2. Ali Haji Heshmati, who plays George, hopes that we'll learn more about what happened in the 80s, and that George hopefully gets closer to solving the mystery. Ruby Stokes, who plays Lucy, would love to see where their individual stories could go. We will, for sure, get some of their storylines from the books, but now that the characters are older, there's also no doubt going to be some exciting things added to the mix. Learning more about what the characters have done with their teen and young adult lives would be an interesting addition, since there's probably a lot to work with. Ruby would also love to see more of Lucy's own abilities. She'd especially love to see her coming to the boys' rescue to showcase how strong she is and how good she is in a fight. Ruby describes her as extremely dexterous and handy at sword work, and now that she's spent the first season getting familiar with the agency and the boys, she can really let loose next season. We'd be very excited to see more of what Lucy is capable of, and there's no doubt that her saving the boys would make for a pretty badass scene. Cameron Chapman is completely on board with that prospect as well. He'd love to see Lockwood being rescued, especially because we've seen this cool guy persona with a tough exterior in Season 1. Seeing him struggling and in need of help for once sounds like a great idea to show that even someone as cool as him needs rescuing sometimes. And of course, Lucy would be the perfect woman for the job. There's already been quite a lot of danger in Season 1, and they've dealt with it very well, so perhaps the team will have to prepare itself for some more challenging events next season to fulfill the dream Ruby and Cameron are discussing. Their two characters might even get closer than ever by such an event. Of course, fans are already all over Lucy and Lockwood's chemistry, so we're expecting to see even more development in their relationship in the future. We're also expecting to see a lot more new characters. Some might be connected to the past, and perhaps even the new Lockwood & Co. assistant introduced in Book 3, Holly Monroe, that might cause some minor disturbances within the team. This, of course, all depends on the renewal of the show, but there's absolutely no doubt that we'll be getting a Season 2. Even Rotten Tomatoes reported a 100% approval rating for the show. The show has even been hitting the top spots on Netflix's popularity list in many countries. And fans are adamant about getting the show renewed for a second season. But considering the show initially took 2 years of production to hit our home screens, we might have to wait a while before we get the answers to all of our questions. Even if the process is faster this time around, with everything already being mapped out and the directors having a nice grasp of the show along with the cast, we would most likely still have to wait until at least mid or late 2024. That is, of course, if we're lucky. If we follow the same timeline Season 1 had, then we can expect the second season to drop in early 2025. But we are sure that the wait will be worth it, no matter what, for fans, as long as Netflix decides to renew the brilliant show. So, do you have any fun theories about what might happen in Season 2? Do let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.